Hi sir, my name is Simranjeet Kaur and today I would like to discuss about this project regarding the transportation company, and here are some requirements of this project and some rubrics, and this is the technical requirements. The project will be TypeScript, not in a JavaScript, and we use this TypeScript, different types of TypeScripts, and this project will use an ORM like object relationship mapping. So here are some requirements like implement CRUD functions, create a read and update delete functionality in all the integration and unit testing part. So if I am talking about the web service CRUD functionality, here is my whole project, and this is a app.ts. So like if I'm talking about app.ts, this ts is like setting up the routes, and index ts is just create a server to the local host like this one. Mm, this one. So here is a structure of this project. And if I'm talking about the dist folder is like the compile all TypeScript file in a project. So it helps keep the project source code and build output separate, making it easier to manage and maintain the whole project over the time. So it's like a dist. Or if I'm talking about the Docker file, here is the configuration files for this project. Here is a Docker file. The Docker file is a universal to like a VM, like virtual machine. So we can create a different environments in the Docker compose.yml. So it's for the creation environment. So if I'm talking about the README file, it's for the instruction to how to set up the project and all instructions to run the command and all things. And this is the entity diagram. This is the last point which you mentioned in the instructions. This one. So it's a database design. That structure, whole project structure is a database design. It's a entity diagram. It's a vehicle, truck, client, all the details. It's a table details, trip detail, repair details, shipment details, and staff details. So here is a ID. ID is in an integer value, and also relationship with the truck detail or truck ID, and repair detail in the repair detail table. It's a truck ID. So here is the three tables which has been like all the details and relationship in between. And here are we use also express is like uh, to express is a library which is handled all things and exposed. So here is a migration. Yeah, here is a migration, and it will create tables along a three rows of each table, and also it automatically create a table. So here are services. Services is like insert the data. There is a data like find all. If find by ID, create, update, there are a CRUD functionality, create, update, and delete functionality. And it is like insert the data in a database like this. Okay. And if I'm talking about the controllers in this project, here is a controller, different types of TS files in it, like client detail controller, driver detail, mechanic, repair, shipment. Because the client detail, mechanic, repair, shipment, staff, trip, and vehicle trips are the major sources of this project. Major criteria, like all criteria depend upon these details in this project. So like it's a controller, control the data of a particular table, like this is the like TS file, and um control the data of particular table, right? And I'm doing one thing, that is the Postman tool. So I can do the CRUD functionality in this. There is a get command. If I am talking about the client details is here, like This one, entity details. So here is the ID, number, string, address, and phone number 1 and 2, right? And in the postman, there is a ID, name, address, phone number, and phone number 2. So it automatically generate the three details like this one. There is a client detail. I'm going to this browser. So here is client details and here is data, ID, name, address, and phone number 1, phone number 2, ID 2, and ID 3. Here are three details automatically generated. And if I am adding one more detail in this, just post raw JSON, and here is 4, ID 4, and demo, this one, and send it. Here is a, while we posting this URL to this and get the data, here is 4, go to this and refresh it, and here is ID 4 as well. And I'm going to update this ID details 4, right, and change the address or phone number like this. Kitchener, okay, and send it. Oh, just put send it, and here is a data, and go to it and refresh it. The here is updated data. Kitchener, and here is a phone number first and second. If I want to delete these details from there and use the detail method and send it, it's deleted from here and refresh it. And now you can see it. Okay. Here is a identity and this is a client detail. Client detail is also known as a table name. Here are generated columns in it and here are services. So services like client detail service and private. And what is it? It's find by ID. We can find by ID like this. Here is ID. Okay. And create new user, like create new user details and update on that. Delete as well. There is a function for the delete is in a services. And if I am talking about the controller, so what is the controller? Controller is control the data of each and every table. So like it's a request, get all clients detail. If you want to go there, here and send it. Oh, sorry, let's get while getting this, get all the details. So here is get all client details, get it and send the request. So it's a integration testing. So I'm talking about the integration testing. So sending the request a particular route, like particular route is this. This is a particular route and like local host and waiting the request. Once the response match with the like appropriate details, then all the functionality is working. So if I'm talking about the unit testing, so it's will check all the functionality like root functionality. So integration complete automation writing the script automatically, right? And this one is all details. So here is a get client detail by ID. We can get all the details by ID. And if I will not get the details by ID or something went wrong, so it's just like a 404 error, not found error. And it's a client detail, create client detail. We can create new one and update as well, previous or a current one, and delete as well, right? In all the controllers. This. Here are a configuration files for this project. Here is a Docker file, Jest, and if I am talking about the Jest is a automatically create test cases. Okay, and we use the Postman and Visual Studio code for these resources. If I'm talking about the resources, we use like Visual Studio and Postman for the APIs. And here are APIs for the different like trip details, client details, and all things for this vehicle trucks. Here are a project, whole project, and here are a structure for this. There are controller, source code, source file, identity, migration, services, files, all these, and index. Here is a express, like so web. Here is a app.ts for the web services file. Here is an entity diagram for all the details, vehicle, truck, client and shipment, staff, repair, trip, all the details for it. And client detail, ID is an integer and it relationship with the customer ID like shipment details and mechanic ID, staff details. Mechanic is also in a staff, right? And staff ID is also relationship with the mechanic ID. And here are some instruction for this project, how to run this project and PM start. And I also run this project and PM start, run build, successfully project is deployed, migration, this one, query, this one. We don't use like queries, we use the TypeScript files in this project. Thank you so much for this.